G'day mate, and welcome back to Dyson Sphere with me, Jetty, and of course we have the wonderful Icarus here on our iridescent planet. Look, it's there so you guys can see things easier. And today we're continuing on with our project, our massive project to try and get 7.5 rockets per second. 7.5 rockets per second is the goal. Last episode we finished out I have no idea what I just pasted somewhere. We finished out the quantum processes. Quantum processes right here. This production line is finished. Along with that, I've added in 10,000 power poles. And today, we're moving on to the Dyson Sphere components. Okay, we're 1/3 of the way there. Dyson Sphere components are next, which require processors. They also require solar cells, and they require the frame material. Now, we need half a belt of all the components to get what we need, which means for the Dyson Sphere components we need, because we need half a belt of these, we need 1.5 belts of all these. No, 1 belt. Whatever. I remember that the maths is we needed 1.5 belt of all these 3 components, which means all the ratios for this particular section of the rockets is going to be a mess. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with the sails, probably because they are the easiest. They just require the graphene along with the photon combiners. Photon combiners, we're going to use the alternate recipe. And the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in that bit of lake. I don't know whether they've changed the graphics for lakes or water or not, but I think it looks better. Anyway, first thing we need to do is we're going to bring in fire ice, and I'm going to bring it in from here. The reason we're going to bring it in here, going to get down to ground level, is on this particular planet we have 40 million fire ice, with some fire ice here, and fire ice here, and fire ice here, and more fire ice over here, and so on and so forth. Now, we already have a couple of graphene lines. We have these 2 graphene lines. One is going to bring in fire ice here, which is probably going to be one of these 2 deposits. This deposit, I'm thinking, is going to come into this belt, and we're going to make another belt with graphene, which is going to require a couple of belts, an output belt for the hydrogen, which we should be able to kick into the cashmere crystals, along with a good old chemical plant, and then the output belt actually giving us graphene. So, with that quick bit of planning done, it should be a case of add some sorters. We want to do an input, a output of hydrogen, a output of graphene, put a second one beside it, throw a power pole in the middle. That way we're blueprinting everything, including power poles. And then hopefully we should be able to... Wow, that's bright. Okay, we need to turn the mod off to at least enter the blueprint interface. Copy that, paste that, and even with the interface turned off, that is eerily bright. Okay, I need 22.5 of these, so we need 24 of them basically, because they go in pairs. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, fail, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That should give us 24. 24 in and done. Now, as for blueprinting itself, I'm still not sure whether it makes things faster or not. In some respects, I think it does. In other respects, I think it doesn't. Okay, that's going to be our hydrogen belt. Hydrogen belt we're going to bring to, say, here. We're then going to shove it into this tower, which it will disappear and never bother us again. It's going to go straight into the cashmere crystals, which we're going to plug that into there. We're going to put a power pole here and a power pole here, because I managed to miss one tower. And that should solve that problem. Next thing we're going to need to do to get solar cells is we're going to require making photon combiners. Photon combiners are going to, of course, require circuit boards. Circuit boards are going to require importing raw material. So we're going to throw down a tower. We're going to bring in number 1, which shall be copper, which I'm hoping I can fit in there. Number 2, which shall be iron, which I'm hoping I can fit in there. Can I set you to iron and copper? At the same time, we'll bring in our optical grading crystal. We're going to put in production one of those guys. I think I want the belt running that direction. And I need 8 of these guys. So actually, let's start at this end. I'm going to have you do circuit boards. And it's so not worth bringing out blueprints for 8 assemblers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. Throw a power pole here and a power pole here. In and done and dusted. Isn't that quick? Isn't that easy? No need to pull out blueprints at all. Okay. Next thing for the solar cells. We need to make the photon combiners. Now, I already have graphene here, and this is going to be our circuit boards, which actually go into the photon combiners. So I need to make photon combiners, and then I need to combine the photon combiners with the graphene to make the cells. Now, I need a belt and a half of solar cells, which means potentially I need 60 machines long, and I don't think I'm going to fit 60 machines long. So I think I'm going to do 30 machines, and then we'll loop our graphene belt and our circuit board belt back around and run it through the other side of the build, rather than put it in a splitter, because as I've mentioned before in this series, I'm not sure how well splitters are optimized. You go into that. Okay, so we're going to bring our circuit board belt up. Sure. I'm going to bring my graphene belt this way. I'm going to bring it up a tile and leave it just there for the moment. We're going to bring out our what are they called? Optical grading crystals. That's what they're going to be called. And I want to do a direct insertion because for every 3... Actually, let's start with this one. For every 4 machines I have making sails... So we're going to change you over to make sails. Do I want them there? No, let's move them 1 tile forward. Let's move them 1 tile forward, 1 tile to the side. Okay. Oh, nope, I had a better idea. Let's run that into there. Let's put these back where they were. Production. 1, 2, 3, 4. You need an output belt. And like I said, I need a belt and a half of sails. So we're going to have a 1 belt, well, a 3/4 belt and a 3/4 belt. And then right down the middle, I think, is where we'll run the graphene. Okay. So, with me so far? Cool. Like it. Alright, so what we need to do is we need to grab off the graphene, and off the graphene, have you output. So that should be simple for you guys, and it should be simple for you guys. Okay, so that's made that part simple. Next up, we need to actually make the photon combiners. Photon combiners are going to be... Where are they? Right there. And we need to do a 3 to 4 recipe. So it should be a case of grab off the circuit board line, and that's nice and easy. Have you input into that machine and that machine, and then grab your optical grading crystal from the front, drag you out 3 machines, and that should be that done. Now, of course, the optical grading crystal, after it gets to the far end, has to come... No. The optical grading crystal, we can actually bring another belt out of optical grading crystal. So it's just the circuit boards. Just the circuit boards will have to come back down this way. So it should be a case of, once again, 3 machines, done and dusted. Now, we've got to hope that we can blueprint this. That's the hope and that's the plan. So, we've learnt previously that I need to have all the belts sticking out 1 tile. Just 1 tile. No more. And helps if I put in power poles now whilst the build is not built. Power pole there, power pole there. So I should be able to copy from there to there. And then paste and pop that right there, and it should magically all fit. call that a win. Okay, so that should bring our graphene down the middle. Our circuit boards are going to come down this way. Once they get up to the end, they'll come all the way back. We're going to throw an extra power pole in here to power up that tower. And I need to have 60 machines long, which is 2 rows of 30. So that's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. I will settle for 32. 32 sounds like a perfectly reasonable number to me. A little bit of overproduction never hurt anybody. And once we get to the end, I want to rearrange sorters just a little bit. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to have that sorter there, that output sorter there, that output sorter there. I don't think that's actually input sorter, output sorter. Okay. So then, because what I want to do is I want to raise this belt up. I want to drag it out so future JD can find it, because that has to go on to another production line. Have that stick out the front as well. We need to grab our circuit board belt, which I do believe is this belt, and run it into this belt. I need to trim back any belts that are erroneous, and that should be our build. So in this particular circumstance, I think blueprints helped. I think blueprints helped a lot. You know, really planning out your first blueprint or your first section and being able to just duplicate it multiple times really helped us. Now, with we need to make those with that that 1/3 done. Next one is the processor build. Now the processor builds, I need, same with the solar cells, I need to have a belt and a half of processors. To make a belt and a half worth of processors, I'm going to need 90 assemblers making processors. It also means, and this is where things are going to really become nasty, I'm going to need 120 assemblers making microcrystalline components, and 30 assemblers making circuit boards. Now, circuit boards are going to be pretty easy. 30 of them is not too hard. It is 3 belts worth. Well, it's 2 1.5 belts, because I need 1.5 belts worth of this to make one of them, and 1.5 belts worth of these to make 1.5 belts worth of these. I also need 1.5 belts worth of these to make 1.5 belts worth of these. Okay, with me? Cool. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut back things again, because I need to import raw materials. I'm going to throw down another tower. Now I have a rule. Each tower can only support up to, at least as far as I'll let it, can only support up to 90 items per second. Okay, 120 items per second. Currently, this one is doing 3/4 of a belt of iron, 3/4 of a belt of microcrystalline. No, those ones, optical grading crystal, and 0.3 something of a belt worth of copper. So this tower has some extra throughput we can borrow. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna borrow the copper from there, and I'm gonna run it out to, well, here. We're going to grab iron and copper, because I need to make a lot of circuit boards. So, circuit boards, the recipe is 2 bits of iron makes 2 circuit boards with 1 bit of copper, which means it's a 1 bit of iron to 1 circuit board, half a bit of copper. It's a, well, basically, it means that for 2 belts worth of circuit boards, I'm going to go through 2 belts worth of circuit boards. I'm going to go through 2 belts worth of iron and 1 belt worth of copper. So that's sort of where we're going to start. We're going to start with you making circuit boards. We're going to do a input and an output. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to do 10 long. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Done and dusted. Remove the excess belts that don't need to be there. That's going to be our first belt with the circuit boards. Then we're going to need another belt with the circuit boards, which is going to require 1, 2, 3, enough room for an assembler. Plus it's going to need a belt worth of iron, a shared belt worth of copper, another belt worth of iron, which we just need to plug into this tower with a iron, please, a copper, please, and a iron, please. I'm going to grab this guy. We're going to throw him. Yeah, that'll do. 10. 1, 2, 3. So we've got enough room for output. We're going to grab that guy. We're going to rotate it twice and throw it down right there. That will give us our 3 belts worth of circuit boards. This tower itself is outputting 1 full belt worth of iron, 2 full belts worth of iron, 3 full belts worth of iron, 1 full belt worth of copper. It's doing 90, well, it's doing 120 per second. That's the maximum I can pull out of that tower. And we'll throw some power poles in here. Do I want to... I could move them all down, but I don't think I want to. There and there. And let's put one there and there. And there and there. Okay, everybody's powered up. Everybody's happy. Now, somebody went and put a titanium vein in the way, which means I need to rearrange things slightly, and we're going to have to build our next build at this height, which is a whole lot of wasted space. And there's not a lot I can do about it, I don't think. So what I need to do is I need to have a marker in, so I know where we can start building, which is there. Which is fine, because it gives me some room to do some wigglies. Because we're going to have to do some wigglies, because we need to do processes. So processes are going to require a belt and a half. A belt and a half worth of process is going to require 3 belts worth of microcrystalline components. 3 belts worth of microcrystalline components is going to require 6 belts. 6 belts worth of silicon, plus they're going to require another belt. Oh, you guys can't see my mouse. Thanks. Alright, fine. 6 belts worth of silicon and 3 belts worth of copper. And as I said, this tower is maxed out. So we need to... Each tower can only output 4 belts worth. So we have a problem. We have a problem of we need too much stuff, not enough towers. It's a bare minimum of 3 towers currently. So what we're going to do is we're going to start working on this, which is going to be, as we've done before, it's going to be direct insertion, microcrystalline components, which is going to need 1, 2, 3 belts. Sorry, and on top of that, we need to split it in half. So for the microcrystalline components, we're going to need 3 belts worth of silicon for 1/2 of the build. The other half will need another 3 belts, but we'll get there eventually. So you guys are going to need 3 belts worth of silicon, plus you're going to require a belt and a half worth of copper. So I'm going to have you input in the middle, drag that across. Then I need to have my processors, which is a 4 to 3, don't forget. So we're going to put... Actually, can I just put a space in the middle? Now we can do funny things. We should be able to do that without a hassle. Okay. So I'm going to have you input, you input. You're going to do processes. Can I do it there instead? Okay. There to there. Sure, we'll do it that way. Angle too wide. Okay, maybe we won't do it there. Put it there. Okay, you're happy. Put you there. No, they're attached to the belts rather than to the other machines. There and there. Move that. Put that there. And put a thingy there and a thingy there. Cool. Alright, so processes. Processes are going to require a belt and a half worth of... belt and a half worth of processors as well. And I also need to get a half a belt worth of copper down here to feed into the other microcrystalline components. So we're going to start with a belt worth of circuits. Then we're going to do an output belt. That failed. output belt. Then we're going to do a half belt of circuits. We'll get back to that in a second. We're going to do another output belt for another belt worth of circuits. To do another 3 of these guys, which we're going to space out. To do another 2 of those there. Another 4 of those guys there. Yeah, that autosave's getting longer and longer. With another 2 belts worth of copper. With another 3 belts worth of silicon. Can I copy you, please? There to there. There to... Okay, you guys are spaced out. You're not spaced out. Alright, so we need to rearrange some things. You go... You collide. Oh! The spacing of the world has changed. I think I needed him. Oh, no, we're okay so far. Okay. Because I need that to line up. And I'm going to need that to line up. Okay, so that lines up. Alright. Cool. Alright, back to power. I'm going to need to put a power pole. Let's go with there, 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 and there. It doesn't look aligned, but it is. Okay, so then we need to make sure all our belts are the same length. Okay, 1 tile too long. No, wrong button. Definitely wrong button. Okay. No, you're short. And you're short. Okay. Alright. Then we're going to go with copy. Select all of that. Then we're going to go paste. And I need to have 120 microcrystallines along. So that is 4, 8, 16, 20. Crap. Okay, that is delete everything. Oh, really? I need to slide you up 2 tiles. You telling me I can't slide this up 2 tiles? Alright, can I move miners down 2 tiles? Probably not. Oh, there's a grid shift line there. That's why I can't move things. Alright, so we need to have you... Come on, come on. Alright, so you go to there. That's why I can't shift things down. And... you go in there. Yeah, I know. It's because you don't have any power because you're not hooked to the power grid. Okay. Alright. So, paste. Alright, so 4, 8, 16, 20, 24. Really, it's 1 tile too much? 1 tile. 1 tile. Oh, because it's on the grid line. Oh. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're just going to bury... We're going to just bury that 1 node. Yep, okay. And then I'll build that on nodes. I'm assuming this still works. Run that into there. Remove that. So where were we? We were at me needing more power poles. 300. Okay. We're at 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 30, 34, 36. That seems wrong. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, no, okay, 40, 44. I need to get to 60. 48. That looks like a lake. 62. That's definitely not 62. Hang on, I don't have any sorters in the middle. Oh god. Okay, sorry, forgot some sorters. A lot of sorters. Can I grab sorters, please? Okay, sorters. I need you to have an input of circuits, an output to that belt, which we can duplicate across. Plus, I need you to have an in. No, we don't need you to have an input of that just yet. Okay. Actually, I'm going to run you guys the exact same way. So we're going to go input, output, which we will do there and there. And the power poles are not working because they hate me. Yes, they hate me. It's not one thing, it's another. Power there and power there. Right. Oh, because these were as close and they were the opposite end. Alright, fine. No, not shift. Can I paste that over there? Oh, please. Oh, too close to another power facility. Okay, fine. Build it again. Remove that. Put a power pole there, a power pole there. Add a sorter there to there, there to there. Click. I think all blueprints do is make it that much easier to make mistakes, but also that much quicker to clean up your mistakes. Okay, I'm just going to assume that we can't build across this lake. Or that lake, for that matter. Alright. 5th time's the charm. Okay, paste. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48, 52. I somehow missed the lake. Really, with me just randomly dropping foundations everywhere, I missed the lake. Okay. Where were we? 52? 52 equals 56. Need foundation support. Where? Narrow that down for me. 56, 60. Wow. Okay. So you can definitely see we're out of belt. Let's grab all the belt. I've got 26 sorters, so we're going to grab sorters whilst we're here. I still have assemblers left, so that's a good sign. Now, couple of things we're going to have to run through really quickly. So I need to belt the half worth of copper. So we're going to have to fix that. That's going to be something that's definitely going to be very important to fix. So after... hang on, I got to find my notes, if I still have them. No, I don't. So after 40 microcrystalline components, so we're going to tab these guys out so line up. So that is 15. That is 30. We're just using this tool to count with this time. That's 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So after we get to 40, oh my gosh. One of those there. One of those there. One of those there. After we get to 40, that belt needs to go in there. And that belt needs to run the copper. Why does that? Oh, because it's meant to be one in... Sorry. You go to there. You go to there. That's better. Okay, after we get to 40 long, that belt of copper has to take over. Okay, so that belt of copper is going to make it all the way up to the end. Now, it means that belt can go away. Also means, when it gets to the end, it needs to come up and over to here. This belt actually needs to go away at the same point, so we need to travel backward to that zigzag. At this point, that belt needs to go away, as does that belt. And then the other half a belt worth of copper needs to come in and feed down this row and feed these microcrystalline component machines. Okay, so that needs to be done. All right. At the same time, we need to do the same thing with circuit boards. So after 40 circuit board machines, no, 30 circuit board machines. So again, we're going to have to do some counting. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So right here. After we get to this point, which is actually conveniently the same point, which was the input? Crap. That's the input. Okay, that belt and that belt are both dead. There is no circuit boards left, so I need to actually remove you guys. We need to put down brand new ones, and then these guys need to grab circuit boards from this belt in the middle and run circuit boards off there. Also means I need to do the exact same here. I need to space them out, have them grab circuit boards, and my power poles suddenly don't reach. Sure. Alright, so the last few assemblers all need to be changed over to this new format. That's something I want to try. So we know we can't build belts over one another, okay? The game just says no. So what I want to do is I want to copy that. And then I want to remove the belts, I want to remove the power poles, and then I want to hit paste. And I'm hoping, like so, we can just paste just the assemblers and the sorters over one another without an issue. It does mean that my magical power pole that I had to put in manually didn't go down, so I've got to place that manually. But I gotta say, that little blueprint feature there, it means I have to remove all the belts, sure. But that little blueprint feature there is probably going to save me a lot in the long run. Have you and you cut off, because you're both the output belts. We're going to have you actually run on the flat. And I'm going to have you come up because you're an output belt. I'm going to throw that over there, and I'm going to throw that over there as well for later JD to deal with. But with all that done, we have processes. We have no, wrong one. We have, of the 3 components, I managed to do processes and solar cells. It does mean next episode, actually, do we have enough time to do that? Enough time to do that. What do we need? We need 180 assemblers. Oh, actually, no, we don't have enough time because I have to plug in all these belts. Okay, so we need to bring... Yes, I need to plug in all these belts. What do we need to do? We need to do one of them, and probably one of those over... Click to build. That seems very close. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do... So I do 2 belts worth of copper, 3 belts worth of silicon. So let's bring silicon out into there. Silicon out into there. Silicon out into there. Copper out into there. You're going to do... Oh, wrong one. Silicon, and you're going to do copper. You're going to be silicon, 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 and a copper. We're going to throw down a power pole so you're happy. I need to do copper. Hang on, you don't exist anymore. So I need to do copper, copper, silicon, silicon. Alright, so we need to do copper, silicon. And they need to go into... You have no spare throughput. Okay. Alright, first off, let's do that circuit board belt. I'm gonna run... okay, I need to run circuit... No, that's a copper belt still. Okay, so I need to run copper in there, which we're going to bring from there up to there, down to there. Yeah, okay. Then I need to run circuit boards. Sure. Into that belt. Which is going to come from... Not there. It's going to come from... that belt. That belt will run... Actually, that belt's going to run the second circuit board. That belt's going to run the first circuit board. Excellent. Sorted. Okay. Let's turn that on. Just make it probably a little bit easier for you guys to see. Especially if you're watching on a mobile device, which I know a lot of you do. Hell, that's how I watch most of my YouTube content. Most of my YouTube consumption myself. Okay, so we're going to put a miner here. Yep, and then I'm going to hope this trick still works, and we're going to bury that. So then I should be able to bring that in. That belt doesn't exist. That goes into there. Okay, that's going to get very, very tight in just a second. We're going to bring that to there, that to there, that up a tile, 2 tiles? 2 tiles to there, down to ground level. That doesn't exist because it's an output belt. That goes in there. We're going to throw another miner here. Because I'd prefer to mine the resources if I can rather than just build over them. I don't know if I'll ever actually bother hooking things up to them, but, you know, I have the possibility. Alright, so then we need another tower. Collide with other object. Are you in my way? Object. Yes, you are officially in my way. And I still need to get... Oh, hang on. You're doing copper only so far. Okay, so if I put you there... Alright, you are definitely going to have to go away. I'm going to need a miner here. And if I have you do less resources out, you could do a couple of miners in. Like, it's stone. It's a super low throughput item because we just don't use that much of it. Okay, so what do I need to do? I need to do a copper into there, a silicon into there. Technically, I need one more. Or Okay, what's my next thing I need to build? I need to build you guys. You guys only have 2 resources you're bringing in, it turns out. So it means I should be able to put that tower there. Clear off that one. Clear off that one as well. Make that one silicon. Bring silicon directly straight forward. Bring silicon directly straight forward. That should get processes now officially finished off. I need to probably set you to actually receive stone and probably give you power. Okay, so that should be that build completely done. Now, it does mean next episode when we start doing the frame material, actually we're already doing silicon, so we're just going to have to bring out the bits and pieces we need to make frame material, being silicon and titanium alloy. The carbon nanotubes we'll have to build on planet, because obviously we can't export those, but that means that this is where we're going to leave this episode. I think this build went well. I'm not sure if being able to blueprint actually helped or hindered or sped up the process. I'm not sure it actually sped up the process. Yeah, that's really hard to define. Very, very, very hard to define. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this episode here. As always, thank you guys for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. And do me a favor. Tell your mum. Jody said hi. That's it. I'm out. Bye.